What's up, YouTube? It's Heretic here. Welcome back today as we look at a Raticate Houndoom-Bunnelby deck. So this is a little different than the decks we've been looking at recently. Houndoom-EX, a card that saw play in mill decks a year ago, is back. And this big 170 HP basic has a really interesting, really straightforward though, attack called Melting Horn. For 1 fire, discards the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Use this enough over the course of a game, and you'll eventually deck your opponent out if they can't kill it. So rather than running the full 4 copies, we're opting against that since AZ and Super Scoop Up are out of format. And we've got a little different engine going here. We also have 2 Bunnelby. Bunnelby for 1 energy does Burrow, which discards 1 card off the top of your opponent's deck. Not as powerful as Melting Horn, but Bunnelby has the Omega Barrage ability, or Ancient Trait I should say, which lets it attack twice per turn, enabling it to do the same amount of damage in terms of milling as Houndoom, giving up 1 less prize at a difference of 110 less HP. So balance that however you like. Rototiller is another option it has for also only 1 energy, shuffling any card from your discard back into your deck. I guess in the mirror match that could be good, if you were to play the mirror. Okay, so have that option, and now not every deck is gonna just simply fold by being milled out. Some things are just gonna attack right through us. So in addition to just milling out all of our opponent's cards, you can mill out their special energies in particular, and then Raticate comes in, dealing Shadowy Bite for a single energy for 60 damage times the number of special energy cards in your opponent's discard pile, allowing this deck to function as both a mill deck and an offensive attacking deck, as you can mill first and then start hitting with Shadowy Bite. We also have tons of energy denial options, one of which is Raticate's first attack, Crunch, for 1 energy also, 10 damage, and discarding an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Now, a 4/4 Raticate line in addition to 2 Houndoom and 2 Bunnelby. We also have 2 Raticate Break. This is our Mega Evolution dealer, since you're going to need 4 special energies to hit enough damage to one-shot a Mega with Raticate. So we have Raticate Break, which Super Fang drops our opponent's active all the way down to 10 HP for a double colorless. And then we have Faded Town, which will drop 20 damage on all Mega Evolutions in between turns. So drop them down to 10 with Super Fang, and then Faded Town knock them out. So that's a fun little thing we can do. So we have answers to Megas, we have answers to Big EXs and other basics, non-Megas. We can mill out our opponents. A lot of versatility going on here. And then 1 Lugia, pure piece of muscle with Arrow Ball and Deep Hurricane, and 2 Shamans for draw power. So that is our Pokemon lineup. Item cards, we have a 4/2 Crushing and Enhanced Hammer split. More energy denial, get special energies or any energies in the discard pile. Special energies fuel Raticate. Discard basic energies if you can, basically so you can mill more cards, either work towards decking them out or just get higher odds of getting more special energies, double colorless, rainbow, double dragon, whatever they run, into their discard pile via Melting Horn as well. So plenty of hammers to work with that, and then a 4/2 Ultra Level Ball split as well. Level Ball has 10 targets in this deck, 4/4 Raticate line and 2 Bunnelby. So lots of options there, and then of course Ultra Ball, just your universal searcher. So that's our ball engine. Then we got 4 Verse Seekers to round out our standard items. 3 Fighting Fury Belts to finish the rest of our items as our Pokemon tools. Mainly you just put that on Houndoom or Bunnelby, jack up their HP. Maybe they take an extra hit before you get an extra Melting Horn or extra couple burrows out of it. That's usually about the extent of it. It's pretty good though. So that's our items. Supporters, we have 4 Sycamore, 2 N, 2 Lysander, basic stuff. 2 Team Flare Grunt, more energy denial because just when you thought you had enough. Between 2 of these, 4/2 Hammer split and Raticate's first attack. That is a ton of energy disruption. And a lot of times you could, with the combination of that and milling, actually run your opponent purely out of energy, which is another effective way to win ultimately by either deck out or Raticate. So just some fun things you can do there. And then we have our one-ofs. We have Delinquent, which if you can manage to knock their last 3 cards out of their hand, you basically win the game. Especially when you're milling them. They're top decking and it's a lot more urgently than normal, or if Raticate's hitting for 180. They have 1 Hex for Volcanion and Greninja, and then 1 Judge. This is good in two scenarios, really. First off, early game, first turn. If you go first, this can be absolutely brutal. And then secondly, if you are at the end, near the end of the game, and your opponent does not have 4 cards in hand, you can force them to draw extra cards, whereas an N might not do that. So this is why I chose Judge over a third N, and try to deck them out faster using Judge by a turn or two. So that's another fun little mill out concept you got here. 2 Faded Towns, like I mentioned, for Mega Evolutions, works with Raticate Break. And then we have a 6/4 Fire Double Colorless split. Fire energies, you know, Raticate only needs 1, Bunnelby only needs 1, Houndoom needs 1 fire, so that's why we chose that type. Double Colorless, Raticate Break works with it. You can Sky Return Shamans if you have to, or retreat anything in the deck, and then also Lugia, should you need to attack with it. So that's our list, and we are going to take it into battle. Okay, so here we go, Raticate Houndoom, and we see Psychic and we see Night March colors there, honestly, which in Standard is interesting. So I guess Raichu Golbat? That's what I'm coming up with here. I don't really know what else is Psychic and Lightning and colorless right now in the format. So that's what we're going to go with. World's Pikachu coin. Go. Oh, he called Tails. I didn't know people did that on this game. Okay. I guess we'll go second. So we start with a Houndoom and a Rattata and a bunch of garbage in our hand. So we're just going to lead with the Houndoom. And, oh, a Jolteon. Okay. I mean, that's cool, too. Our attacker is a stage 1, so I find myself not minding. See, he discards... Oh, he's playing a Jolteon Pidgeot. Okay. So we see Hoopa-EX. He's probably playing Mega Pidgeot. He's got Shrine of Memories that he discarded. Alright. That makes a little bit more sense now. So, oh no, we can't Grand Flame him. I find I really don't care. Care more about getting maybe a little better hand here. Alright, so he's going to grab 2 Pidgeots. And we're going to see a Shaman, so... Hammers. Let's see, this guy probably plays 4 double colorless, so that would equate to 200 damage from Raticate, which I like the idea behind that. Alright, so he's going to max Elixir. How many, dang, Elixirs in this deck? Do you play enough basic energies in here to do that? I mean, I don't know, I guess my list is a little different. Puts a double colorless on Pidgeot, and we're going to see a Shaman set up here for 4 cards. And of course we have a beautiful Enhanced Hammer in our hand, ready to knock that double colorless right off of Pidgeot. See another max Elixir here. And another whiff. Alright. 0 for 2. I'm down with it. And Shrine of Memories comes into play. Here's a Professor Sycamore, Versus Seeker, Lysander, Mega Pidgeot. Okay. Alright, there's a Floatstone on the Hoopa. And passing of the turn. Okay. So we draw another useless card. We're going to go ahead and E-hammer that double colorless off there. I guess we're just going to put this down. I wanted to knock a Pokemon tool out with it, but that's not going to happen. So we're going to Melting Horn 2 cards here. We hit a double colorless and a Lightning Energy. That was a pretty good hit. Yeah, especially after he whiffed 2 max Elixirs. I'm not complaining about that. Double colorless, perhaps, you know, probably the best card we could actually hit with Melting Horn. So that works out, and we still need to draw a supporter. Yeah, just E-hammer, okay. Oh, alright, yeah, I mean, he could always just play an N, you know, that works too. The only thing we really could do with that hand was evolve into Raticate and then just have nothing else. So instead he ends us. We find a Flare Grunt, we find an N of our own, we find another energy for Rattata. And, alright, he's going to Ultra Ball again, Shrine, and another N. So that's 3 Shrines accounted for now. And he goes and grabs the Mega Pidgeot, so he'll be able to Mega Evolve here. And if we can knock his Shrines out of this game, we can be in a real great spot. Delinquent would have been a killer top deck right there, but alas, it did not happen. So we're going to go ahead and put double colorless here in case we hit the Raticate break eventually. And we're going to end. Unfortunately, that gives him 5 cards. But we can at least get Raticate into play here. It also makes him draw a bunch more. So we can look at it that way. And we're going to go get Raticate out of the deck, which is already hitting 100 damage with its, or 120 damage, sorry, with Shadowy Bite. And then we're going to Melting Horn 2 more cards off the top. Alright, so we get a Versus Seeker and another Lightning off the top of the deck. Again, a couple of pretty good hits. So we'll be able to Sycamore next turn, see if we can hit something else. I mean, I guess we could Seeker for the end, but I don't know. So he's going to Verse Seeker in the meanwhile and grab a Sycamore. So he's going to keep drawing more and more cards here, which is fine with me. We're going to see an Ultra Ball. See if he grabs another Mega here. He discards a Pidgeot and a Jolteon. So it would be a Mega Pidgeot or a Basic, I'm guessing. I don't really see anything else. Oh, I guess he runs Garbodor. That's fine. I mean, we're not really using any abilities here. This is a deck that actually could run Garbodor if it really wanted to. And if he does get the Mega Pidgeot going, we could also try to just break, evolve, Raticate, throw the Faded Town into play and knock it out. So that's another possibility. Definitely not scared of that. Mirror Move is absolutely zero threat whatsoever, because I don't think we're going to hit a Pidgeot unless we know we can kill it. So we do see the third double colorless come down. And he does retreat. Okay. So we're going to be looking for some hammers here. He mocks Cyclones. He can make a switch here, which he does. Okay. So we do find a Crushing Hammer. We can play that. And I think we just get rid of this double colorless. And after that, I don't really think there's much else we need to do here. This thing does have a 2 retreat, so I guess we could energize it. Although, we haven't really used anything, so we're just going to Sycamore. Alright, so we whiff the Faded Town. So that kind of sucks. I think we, in this case, let's see here. We're going to Ultra Ball. We're going to throw away Judge and a Lysander here. And we're going to go find another Houndoom, which is not available. Okay. I mean, we can actually do Shaman here. And then we can Ultra Ball again. Throw these 2 away. And this time I think we grab... yeah, we'll take the break this time. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put that down, and I'm going to hold that fire for now. We're going to draw 5. Come on, Faded Town. Nope. Ripperoni. Alright. So we do get another Ultra Ball here. Got 3 double colorless in his prize pool. So, not really wanting to do that just yet. I think we just throw a couple of these, find another Shaman. We're going to try one more time. And I think we throw the energy on there this time. There it is. Alright, we finally got it. Okay. So, 4 fire energies down. That's a lot of fire in the discard pile right here. But we managed to hit the last piece of the puzzle. So we will Super Fang all the way down to 10 HP. And then the Faded Town will knock out the Mega Pidgeot. And we will acquire a pair of prize cards here. And that's why we were having trouble drawing the Faded Town. Looks like one of them was in the prizes. So, Mega Pidgeot bites the dust. And that puts us in a very good spot. Raticate Break showing off, flexing a little muscle there. So he's going to go ahead and immediately Super Rod back. Probably some Lightning Energy, I think, since we discarded a whole bunch of it. He's getting a little low on cards there. 10 cards left in deck. So 4, 5, 6 fire energies accounted for. Alright. So we might want to start finding stuff here ourselves. We do have plenty of double colorless left. We see a Spirit Link go onto that Pidgeot. And here's a Trainer's Mail. Now, we're doing 180 with Shadowy Bite here, so if we can start hitting Lysanders, which we have a couple of Verse Seekers to work with, then we can just start picking knockouts. Target number 1 right here, and then I guess target number 2 is this guy. Alright, so he's going to, of course, end us down to 4. We lose our Verse Seekers. And if he Mega Evolve, if we can hit a Lysander, if he Mega Evolves, the Stadium will get the knockout. And if he doesn't, then we just kill him with Shadowy Bite. But we need to draw a Lysander for that to happen. We do get an enhanced, or, I mean, not enhanced, a Crushing Hammer. We also have Delinquent, which currently is not hitting any home runs for us. If he plays an Ultra Ball, it will, though. Alright, so he grabs another Spirit Link. Not really sure what that's going to do besides thin the deck, and it looks like that's it. So, we draw another Faded Town. We don't really need that, so I think we just Shadowy Bite here for a knockout. We're going to try to Crushing Hammer that energy. That's not going to be successful. Alright, so we're just going to Shadowy Bite here. Yep, I'm going to hit 180 damage and take a knockout. And so we get a Flare Grunt and a double colorless off the prizes. Here comes the Jolteon. He could Lysander a Shaman and pick 2 prizes here with a double colorless, but that doesn't really do much. The Break Evolution's extra hit points are going to keep Raticate from getting fried here. We do see an evolution into Mega Pidgeot, which is just going to proceed to take 20 damage in between turns if he doesn't knock that Stadium out. And we're going to see a Lysander. Okay. So he can pick a couple of prizes. I mean, yeah, he could bring that up because that wouldn't actually die. But we could just double colorless to retreat it. Alright, so yeah, we can do that. We can retreat. Alright, yeah. And then we will, once again, Shadowy Bite here. Yeah, and he just forfeits the game. That would be the final knockout. And so, Raticate and Houndoom team up for a W. And so that's 1 down, and we're going to go ahead and do 1 more. Psychic stuff. Okay, Mewtwo. I don't know, something rogue silly. Alright, well, we won the coin flip. Cool, cool. Froakie coin, but he's running Psychic colorless, so I don't know. We're going to lead with a Bunnelby. Not bad. We got a couple of level balls to play here. Okay, so what do we got? Yep, okay, Mewtwo. So we see a Mewtwo, we see a Trubbish, so we're going to level ball here, find a Rattata. So once again, a deck that we can take advantage of double colorless energy with. So we're just going to go ahead and get a couple of Rats down early. Looks like our other Bunnelby is hiding out in the prizes. And, alright, yeah, we have Shaman. Okay, so let's see, we can Ultra Ball. I think we actually just sit on this for now. We're going to go ahead and energy on one of the Rattatas, and that's going to be it for now. So we can always energy the Bunnelby next turn. Alright, yeah, so there's 2 level balls, and then we can discard. We can also discard the Fire and whatever we draw, depending on what it is, to Ultra Ball, and then evolve Raticate and put Shaman down. We could either do that or we could actually just go dig for a Houndoom too. Might not be a bad option. So we'll see what he chooses to do here. We do see a Psychic Energy go onto Mewtwo and a Trainer's Mail. Now, you are welcome to play that end, good sir, which he does. Okay. So we find some stuff here. We hold on to our Faded Town for hopefully a Raticate break knockout. And we find a pretty decent hand here. We get Raticate, we get a double colorless, we get another Fire, we get the break. So whether or not we want to sit on this for 2 turns or not. Okay, so we find another Rat. He doesn't have a tool, so I think we'll hold on to it for now. We're going to just play that one, I think. And double colorless will be next turn. And we will burrow a couple of times here. We hit a Spirit Link for 1. That's pretty good. And we hit a Sycamore. Alright, so a couple of decent hits there. And he can just Shatter Shot here to knock us out. So we'll see if the play is that simple, or if maybe he tries to go into the Mega Evolution here. And from an outside perspective, you would be better off just Shatter Shotting. I'm just going to go ahead and point that out. Keep loading energy on it, though. Psychic energy. The second double colorless hits the board, you might be in trouble. Trying to think here. Depends on what he's got. I mean, I don't know. He's definitely taking his sweet time here. Alright. I don't know if his internet froze there or something, because he didn't do anything there. So we're going to Flare Grunt the energy. We're going to double colorless over here and break evolve, and then we're just going to burrow a couple more times. We're going to see if maybe his thing froze up or not. Alright. Alright, so he does attach another energy, so I'm not sure what happened there. He floats his Trubbish. Maybe a misclick, I don't know. He's going to N again, which is cool. Down with a... going up to a 6-card hand. That's fine with me. Alright, so we find Houndoom, we find Flare Grunt, we find a colorless, a fire. He town maps here. He does get Garb running. Hoopa wound up in the prizes. That's interesting. So we're going to take a 30 damage Shatter Shot, which is going to KO us. And Raticate is still hitting for no damage. He's not a Mega Evolution, so that's not doing anything for us. And let's see what he grabs here. Alright, so he does... Alright. So we can, if anything, we can pay the retreat on this Rattata pretty easily. And we do hit the Faded Town, alright. So we're just gonna energy here. Gonna retreat. And just gonna continue to play the slow game. We're gonna Flare Grunt that off of there. And we're gonna Melting Horn here for another couple of cards. Okay, we hit another Spirit Link. Still no double colorless in the sinkhole. I wonder if maybe he's got him in hand. There's an Ultra Ball. Alright, what do we got? A Trubbish and a VS Seeker. Okay. So he does go and grab the Mega. We'll see if he plays it here. If he plays it, we knock him out. Yep, and he does do it. Okay, so he ends his turn on a hard Mega Evolution. So we're just going to double colorless here. Retreat. We're going to discard this double colorless. And then we're going to Faded Town and Super Fang. We're going to knock out this Mewtwo, drop it to 10, 20 damage from the Faded Town. We'll take 2 prize cards and leave him with only a Garbodor and a 3-card hand here. And we find another Bunnelby off the prizes as well. Alright, so this is going... This just turned big time in our favor here. And who needs, who needs 60 times the number of special energies in their sinkhole when you can just one-shot them? Alright, so how many energy are we down now? Looks like 2 fire and a double. Okay, so he plays a... Oh! He plays a fat guy. Okay, he plays a Birch. He'll draw 7. Still got 25 cards. That's got plenty. Alright, so we see a Mewtwo. We see a Trainer's Mail. Do we have a Lysander? No, we don't. We just have 2 Flare Grunts. Alright, he does find a Link this time. And he also finds a Shrine to knock our Faded Town out. And so we draw an Ultra Ball. I think we just attach another double here. So we're gonna end up paying one of these to retreat. And we don't have any good supporters here. So we're just gonna keep Melting Horn. So we hit, what, 2 Ultra Balls was that? I guess. Alright. And if he Mega Evolves, we can try to, end and try to find ourselves you know, something that way. With 2 Verse Seekers, I think we can just wait until he drags up the Mewtwo eventually and just keep peeling energy off there. Eventually, he's going to have to start using Mega Turbos and then eventually run out, hopefully soon after. Instead, he puts another basic Mewtwo down. And we see another Versus Seeker here. He grabs a Sycamore, gets a fresh hand, discards Shaman, Garbodor, and something. Not sure what else he threw. I guess it was Brock's Gut, or Brock's Grit. So he does finally put a Deuce down. And we're going to peel that right off of Mega Mewtwo as soon as he brings it active. So he decides to keep it on the bench. Maybe he's looking for the one-shot here. Alright, so we can just be content with throwing that down. And let's see, we can just do this. And just give me another Raticate. And then I think we are going to play the N here since he's got 5 in hand, 5 on board. That's fine. No, I don't need that. Give me the N. And that should be, okay, yep, that's the first 2 VS Seekers to hit the discard. So we'll draw a fresh 4. We do hit a Crushing Hammer. That's a good sight. So we'll try to use that. And that is successful. So we get another energy off of there. And once again, we're just going to Melting Horn. So we hit 2 more Psychic Energies. Oh, man. Wow. Alright, so he does switch into the Mewtwo here. He's going to Lysander up the Raticate break. Attach another double colorless, and alright, he's got the Mega Turbo to go with it, so he's got more than enough damage here, and even to pile up for next turn and try to hit a KO. 160 is more than enough there, and we've only got 1 Deuce in the sinkhole right now, so we do need to find another, and he's going to pluck maybe another double colorless here, actually. Wouldn't be a bad play. Instead, he goes with the Lysander. Not bad, not bad. So we're just going to bring up another Houndoom. We do hit a Crushing Hammer here. We can try to throw a double colorless into his discard pile. And let's see. I don't even think I want to bench this Houndoom just yet. I mean, he could just explode and KO us, which would kind of suck. But we are hitting 120 now there. So we're getting there. So I guess, yeah, actually, I guess we'll go ahead and throw that down. And we can give it an energy. And we're just gonna keep Melting Horn here. Alright, so we get his 4th Ultra Ball there. Alright, so he Sycamores, discards Parallel, a whole bunch more stuff. And he's down to 1 card in his deck, okay. So we're just gonna Melting Horn him for the win here, it looks like, unless he's got like a Super Rod or something. We see a Turbo, that's cool, don't care. Here's a Trainer's Mail. Alright, so he's gonna attack us here. He's gonna do 130. And that's not a knockout. And we're gonna Melt Horn here for his last card, and then oh, there's a double colorless. Okay, yeah. And then we win. Alright, so we won by attacking and we won by deck out. So how about that? Showcasing both of this deck's capabilities. So Houndoom, Raticate, Bunnelby gets the job done. And that's what I have for you today. I will see you all again very soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's all for now. Catch you next time. Cheers.